Right, now it's recording, so very good. So you do see it.
Yes.
Sorry, let me just, because I don't know how to go back. How can I send? Right. Very good. Okay, so that's it. There you have it.
Great, thanks.
Okay.
Very good. Anonymous dinosaur. I love it.
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaur. I wish they were anonymous elephant, because I gave once a presentation about elephants, how they communicate. It's beautiful.
I think I'm the penguin.
Oh, the penguin. Yes. Like the daily penguin. Very good. So for all of you, what does it mean to be an employer?
To be a chief, a boss.
Chief, a boss.
To have employees.
Very good. So
You are maybe a
you want
leader.
to write it down, write all those words.
To be in
Boss,
order.
employee.
Okay.
What does it mean to, well, for instance, if you go to the next page, there you have an interesting question. Maria, can you read it?
Yes. Give me a minute. Starting up. A. What qualities and skills should a good manager have? Choose the 6 most important from the list. To be a good manager, you need to 1. First, like people. 2. Enjoy working with others. 3. Give others. 4. Listen to others. 5. Make suggestions. 6. Judge people's abilities. 7. Plan ahead. 8. Be good with numbers. 9. Make good presentations. 10. Be persuasive.
All right, for all of you, how many of us are there? I'm not sure. There should be more people.
4.
4.
More.
Or
The
4
best.
cats. Crazy cats. Very good. Okay, for all of you, to be a good manager, you need to, Andrea.
Sorry.
Andrea, give me your opinion. To be a good manager, you need to, like people, enjoy
In my
working.
case, in my job, for example, I think that one of the most important from that list is enjoy working with others. I'm thinking in my job, of course.
Right, enjoy working with others.
Yes, because I have some partners, so it's a good point in my case.
Well, for instance, I could add the ideas from my favorite author, which is Howard Gardner. Do you know the ideals of Howard Gardner? Have you read his books?
yes,
This man.
No, I didn't.
yes, I give it in my
Because he's the one
my
who talks
class,
a
which
lot
is
about all of this.
Hmm.
And it's actually tiring because he goes on and on about the same point. And he proposes having an ethical mind. Discipline. You see, he adds a lot. And also one more, which is actually very interesting, having a synthetic mind. Do you think any of all of that is important in order to be a good manager?
What is a synthetic mind?
Synthetic mind is, oh, sorry, I miswrote it. Going to make it clearer.
Okay.
Stupid keyboard. Stupid.
¿Vamos con una carpeta? Por abrir el celular.
Synthetic mind means someone who gathers a lot of evidence before making a judgment. That would be someone who reads a lot about information and has a lot of knowledge, and so he can make a decision, a quick decision, like a journalist has to, for instance, in order to write something, because you need to have a yes, that it would be to have a wider perspective and not just a narrowed one. You need to consider all forms of all information necessary in order to do your job, which is, for instance, something that in social media you don't see a lot. People just give their opinions based on the first thing they see. They don't investigate. And that's what Gardner proposes mostly. But this actually is for education as well, not just for employers, it's for everyone. But well, tell me about all of this, Griselda. Enjoy working with others. Let's say, Andrea, yes. And you, Griselda?
Listen to others.
Listen to others. Why?
Because it is important to know how to resolve problems.
I think it's connected with the number 5, for example, because it makes suggestions. I don't know. I think so.
Yes. Tomás, I use an article about Howard Gardner and the 7 multiple intelligence.
Multiple
In my
intelligences.
assignment.
Yes, well,
he
talks about it, but this is from one of his latest books, and I recommend it. It costs a lot, but it's actually...
Have you any digital books for share?
No. No, sorry, I don't have any of all of that. But it's actually a very short book, and it's quite interesting, even though he goes on and on about the same thing around the whole book. And so at some point it's rather tiring and boring, but that happens a lot. So it goes the same with his book, Multiple Intelligences. He goes on and on about the same topic many times, and so you get bored. But well,
I use an article because I give an signature about ethics. So I give to the students to discuss it, and it said if a bad person could be an excellent professional.
Well, that is the definition of having a disciplined mind, being professional, having a moral compass as regards how a professional is supposed to behave, having the ability to consider all points of view before making a decision, and well, that means working well and having a moral and ideal about differences. For instance, that is related to this one. Maria, which is your opinion about any of this?
I think in the 7 plan ahead,
Plan
I
ahead,
think
yes.
a good manager has to have a plan or a planification to the work to do,
Yes,
regarding the work to do.
interesting. Let's make it quicker. To have a plan. It's simple. And yes, you must have a plan. What do you think the hardest part of being an employer is? I'm not sure if you have ever been in charge of people.
No.
I don't know, but I think the hardest part is to be respected or to have, ¿cómo se dice? Autoridad o no sé.
Authority. There you have it, authority.
Organization.
Organization.
Having organization, no, bueno, iba a decir otra cosa, pero bueno, relacionado a la organización.
Remember that you can always write it.
Okay.
You can always write it so that I don't do it all the time.
Okay.
Because this is, you can also part. Interesting. Have you ever seen this verb, partake?
No.
In it?
No.
Because you can always partake in the class. Instead of participating, you have another verb, another weird verb that actually I read about it in a horror game, to partake. Interesting. You can always learn English in anything. Partake, it's a new one. Organization authority.
Okay.
Well, make good presentations is something like.
No, I don't think.
I don't know.
No.
I don't think it's the most important.
No, why?
Maybe
be persuasive.
persuasive.
Yes.
Persuasive, yes. Well, in my, you all said that probably giving orders. That could be for me, giving orders.
Yes.
And
And
part
make
of
suggestions as well.
make suggestions as well, which is
Yes,
really
maybe
hard,
to be a good leader.
Oh well, but to be a good leader involves all of it.
Yes, and more.
More, yes.
Because it's different with the term boss. Leader is another thing.
Yes, you may also have the difference between power and authority. We couldn't debate what is the difference between power and authority a lot, because there are tons of theories about it. Many philosophers have wondered what is power and what is authority. And it's interesting. The difference is clear with children. You may have the power but no authority. You don't laugh like always, so it's okay. Very good. In my opinion, yes, it's giving.
Power is the ability or not. It's an ability. And authority is when you have, I don't know, the power. Or the formal right to give somebody orders, for example, in the case of authority. Power is, for me, is like an ability or the potential that people have. I don't know.
Sorry, I had some problems with my cat. She gets angry when I close the door. I have problem
with my daughter.
She gets angry when I close the door, even though I put on a sign that says I'm in class. She still gets angry. Now you're laughing. Very good.
Poor cat.
Cat. Remember to smile. Cat.
Cat.
Dog.
It's not dog with an O. Dog. It's not
Dog.
dog, it's cat. Cat. You have to smile and laugh, which is something you don't do often. Cat.
Oh,
Sophia,
No, it's okay.
my
Very
daughter
good.
learns suricata, meerkat.
Meerkat. I didn't know. It comes to my mind the image of the lemurs from the movie Madagascar. Madagascar.
Yes.
Very good, Maria. Can you read it?
yes. Yes. B, if you're managing people from different cultures, what other qualities and skills do you need?
Very good. In order to do that, we can just go here. Which should be the qualities that you are supposed to have when you're managing people from different cultures?
Having an open mind.
Different cultures. Interesting. Having an open mind. My other students also say that, having an open mind. Look, this is a new verb. Being open-minded. Oh. What happened? Being open-minded. Have you ever seen that expression?
Yes.
Being open-minded. That's another expression for having an open mind. Which is interesting because this is a compound word. And
Sorry, wait me a minute, but my doctor has English test too, so it's a...
What?
I don't know.
I don't
Something
know.
with her dog.
His
I don't
dog.
know.
Did she say about? I heard daughter, but I'm not sure.
Daughter, dog. I don't
I don't know.
I understood daughter, but she said daughter.
Could it be?
Because
I don't know.
daughter is a short O, and daughter, it's a long O. Daughter. But you can always say daughter, and that is quicker to understand. Daughter. Say. Very good. Being an open-minded. Anything else? I thought you were
In
going
other
to.
languages. I don't know.
Well, can you add it?
Yeah.
To be respectful with the other cultures.
Yes. Being respectful, I think it is here. And yeah, it's what I wrote from Howard Gardner's ideas. Speaking of the other languages or others languages?
Another.
You mean like this or like this?
Yeah. It's the same. Because if you have a person from, I don't know, England, you have to talk English. I think so. I don't know if you are the boss. I don't know. It's culture. Just an idea.
Interesting. If you're on writing, tell me, which are the qualities that you're supposed to have when you're managing people from different cultures? You said that, are you still having problems with your doctor?
She can remember the live worksheet password, so it's a mess.
Your doctor?
But yes, because she
No,
first
doctor
she has
or
my
daughter?
mail, and now it's daughter.
Ah,
Sophia.
be careful, it's
She has
doctor.
English
I
test
understood
with
about
live
the
worksheet.
dog.
I understood doctor.
Ah, doctor.
I
No, my
understood
doctor.
dog.
Me too.
Doctor.
Animals. No
Yes.
person.
No, que voy a estar buscando la contraseña del doctor en la agenda. No, no. Es que
O del perro.
primero tenía con mi mail, claro, y ahora entra con su mail, pero es un desastre con las contraseñas. Y tiene el Zoom, son re exigentes, le ponen el Zoom en el celular y en la computadora el examen. Entonces ven que esté haciéndolo ella.
Ay, qué raro.
Y la
¿Cuántos
verdad
años
es
tiene?
que no encontraba la contraseña.
Sorry,
Va a
I'm
cumplir
back.
11 ahora.
Ah, chiquita.
Y el
Mucho
tema que
control.
se quería meter como profesor y no como alumna, le había pifiado de lugar.
Ah. Very good. Yes, I was actually worried because you said doctor. I thought you said doctor, but actually it was daughter.
No,
You can see how pronunciation
Sophia.
may give the wrong message.
Yes, and thing.
Very good, Griselda.
quería que se
So,
ponga
which are the
nerviosa.
qualities that you're supposed to
Yes.
have when you're managing people from different cultures?
Other languages. Be open mind. Esta ya estaba ahí. Ah, no la había visto, estaba gigante. I don't know.
I think it's important to study or to know the customs. I don't know if you say costumbres of the other people who is from a different culture.
Can you write it down?
No, yes.
Do it. Many people tend to say, I don't know. I don't know why. In English, we actually
I
say,
can imagine now.
in English, we actually say, or something. Or you can say respect for diversity, speaking other languages, being open-minded, to know traditions and stuff. That's another common expression which is incorrect as well. To know people's traditions.
Ah, sorry.
Yes, be careful with the genitive.
There you go.
Right. Very good to know people's traditions. Respect for diversity. Well, respect diversity, which is the same. Having a daughter or a doctor. That's why. Being open-minded. We can add be punctual as well.
Why?
But well, let's go to the next page, shall we? Do you see it?
Yes.
Very good.
Oh,
Man, he's
what a
really
face.
ugly.
What a face.
My God.
Not good
They
picture.
did 100 photos and that was the best.
Foto del DNI.
Yes, I
Yes.
loved it.
Nobody has one.
Very good. Griselda, can you read this?
Yes. Nigel Nicholson professor of organizational behavior at the London Business School. Listen to the first part of the interview and complete the note, using up to 3 words each time.
Very good, so.
¿Lo sigo leyendo?
Yes, Andrea, can you read number 1?
Yes, managers of people. Number 1, to be a good manager, you need to understand that there are themes which, such as families, are the fact that everyone wants to make a difference and needs to be respected.
Yes, Griselda, number 2.
In addition, you also need to understand how everyone is to the way you, as a manager, are.
Maria, number 3.
3. The secret is to try to know what the world looks like of another person.
Very good. Andrea, number 4.
Number 4, in order to do that, you need to be very good at asking questions, and we don't know yet.
Yes. Very good. Let me tell you that it's from a book that I long to use a couple of years ago, and I never got the chance of doing it. But sadly, all the audios are a minute long. So you have to write like hell and just try to maybe write 1 word, probably, in order to remember the rest of the idea, because they are extremely short. That's a good thing and a bad thing as well. But let's see if you can listen to it. I think so, because I shared the sound. Do you want to take a picture?
Yes.
Yes. Very good. Korea's number 9. Very good. It's 9.1. There you have it. 9.1. And because they call me master, I found the audios on YouTube.
Acá mando el link. Wait.
Okay.
You don't laugh like always, so let's move on. You have to say
Like a witch.
the same goes for the sound and. In order to do cat, you could say and then you go cat. You see? It's laughing is so useful. Very good. So tell me if you can listen to it.
Recording 1.1.
You do?
Yes.
Very good. I'm going to mute myself now. Leave it just like this.
Unit 1. Careers. Unit 9. Managing people. Recording 9.1.
What do managers need in order to be good managers of people?
They need to understand that there are things that motivate everyone, and these are some very familiar common themes, like people care about their families, everybody wants to make a difference, everybody needs to be respected. But then the more difficult thing is to understand how everybody is unique and different to the way you as a manager are. And the secret here, therefore, is to try to know what the world looks like through the eyes of another person, of each other person who reports to you. In order to do that, you need to perfect the art of asking questions and listening to people, and asking not just any questions, but questions that really tell you about what a person's drivers, unique motivators are, and what the person's concerns are in the situation that you share.
did you manage to fill something? It's actually 1 minute and 47 seconds long. It's really quickly. And it's rather hard. It was really hard for the other students as well. So how hard was it for you?
Can we listen it again?
Good.
Yes. But at least one word of what's missing, can you fill it in, or maybe no at all?
Yes,
And listen the second one.
I wasn't ready, so the number one, I couldn't.
Yes.
Hey, but
Number
I told
one,
you.
Number one, the
couldn't.
first.
Hey,
the
but I
Yes, yes,
told
but
you.
I lost.
The other, yes.
Very good. Now we're going to listen to it again.
Okay.
But please try to pay attention.
Unit 9. Managing People. Recording 9.1.
What do managers need in order to be good managers of people?
They need to understand that there are things that motivate everyone, and these are some very familiar common themes, like people care about their families, everybody wants to make a difference, everybody needs to be respected. But then the more difficult thing is to understand how everybody is unique and different to the way you as a manager are. And the secret here, therefore, is to try to know what the world looks like through the eyes of another person, of each other person who reports to you. In order to do that, you need to perfect the art of asking questions and listening to people, and asking not just any questions, but questions that really tell you about what a person's drivers, unique motivators are, and what the person's concerns are in the situation that you share.
Very good. Did you manage this time to fill in something? Fill in
Yes.
a little bit of it. Well,
The first, I'm not sure.
who wants to go first?
I go.
I know number
To
2.
be a good manager, you need to understand that there are things which motivates everyone. Families, or the fact that everyone wants to make a difference and needs to be respected.
Yes, the thing is that he actually uses the word some things that people are familiar with, and so it's rather hard to fill in that gap. But you said, what did you say? How did you say it was?
Motivate everyone.
Very good. Can you add it?
Okay.
Motivate everyone.
Yes, I understand that. I don't know if is it correct or not.
Motivate. A, B, C, D, E. With A.
I don't know with
because it's
motivate.
motivate. Motivate. The final one goes with A.
Motivate.
Motivate.
Yes, like motivate, chica.
I
Very good.
understand that.
Motivate everyone.
Motivate everyone.
Motivate everyone. Very good. And what about number 2? I think that was easy.
Yes. Unique and different.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Unique
Me
and
quedé
different.
trabada. Motivete. Estoy
Motivate.
acá y estoy acá.
That would be a cool name.
Eso cuando sos madre, ¿viste? Estuvimos estudiando 2 semanas por motivete. Vete.
Is unique and different to the way you, as a manager, are. Interesting. Very good. And what about number 3? The secret is to try to know what the world looks like.
I heard from through the eyes of another person.
From through the eyes of another person. Me too.
Through the eyes of another person. Can you write it down? Because it's a very interesting expression.
Yes, but I don't know if he said from through the eyes or just through the eyes.
No,
Yes.
he actually said from the eyes.
From.
I think it was from the eyes of another person, rather than saying from the perspective of another person, or from the point of view of another person.
True. I heard the same.
Yeah.
I heard two words, but I'm not sure.
Me too. I heard the same.
Through the eyes.
Yes. From through the eyes, he said.
It's from?
From
No.
through, he said.
Through the eyes.
know it.
Through the eyes of another person. Let's leave it like from through the eyes of another.
I think
We can
like
hear
from,
Incorrect.
through the eyes. Desde a través. Puede ser porque viene con like.
Or maybe
Like
he
from through the eyes.
has made a mistake.
Yes.
Para que habla tan rápido.
Que se equivocó él y no nosotros, decir.
Very good. It's from the eyes of another person, or maybe through the eyes of another person. Both work.
Maybe we can hear again.
Oh, come on.
I think it was clear for me. Say
all right.
from through the eye.
Very good. So now we're going to do it again. So.
There are things that motivate everyone, and these are some very familiar common themes, like people care about their families, everybody wants to make a difference, everybody needs to be respected. But then the more difficult thing is to understand how everybody is unique and different to the way you as a manager are. And the secret here, therefore, is to try to know what the world looks like through the eyes of another person, of each other person who reports to you. In order.
Interesting, because I think Gisela is correct.
Yes.
From through the eyes. Never heard that.
From through the eyes, yes.
From through the eyes. If someone told me that in an examination, I would say it's wrong.
Yes, maybe. But I think he said like from, and he made a gap, and yes, and then he says through the eyes.
Through the eyes, yes.
Well then, Gisela is wrong then. Okay.
No.
Very good. In order to do that, you need to be very good at asking questions and listening to people. Interesting. Very good.
Yes, listening to people.
I think one of you said that in the previous here. Being open-minded. That's what you just said. Very good. God, he's so scary. It's like it's like the Mona Lisa. He sees through you, not you. Very good.
Number 3.
Baboso parece.
Yeah. Number 3. What's wrong with number 3? Sorry.
No, it's okay. The secret is to try to look the world looks
from
like
through the eyes.
It's
through the
through?
eyes. Why hasn't Q erased it? Because it was correct.
Wow, pasaron cosas.
Entiendo que pasaron cosas.
Ah, se
No,
fue.
Ah, no
pero fue
entienden el
eso, que hizo
chiste.
una pausa. Él estaba como
Eso.
diciendo from,
Ah, okay, okay.
Analizando.
It was okay. Okay.
dijo through the eye. Yes.
No, no entienden el chiste. Bueno. Ahí.
No.
Very good. From through the eyes. No, maybe you can say from through the
Okay,
eyes
no
of
pongo
another
from,
person.
listo.
No, let's
Silencio.
leave it like
Sí.
that because
Ahí.
we have like
From,
5
la
more to
carita que
do.
hace así, piensa.
Sorry? What did
But
you
the
say?
listening is okay. Grammatically, it's not correct grammatically, but the
Grammatically.
listening is okay. He said from, through, the
From through the
That.
eyes of another person. Very good. So turn over to the next page here and we'll go on with the second part of the listening. If we have time, we'll go with the third part of the listening because it seems that it's very long. But don't worry because they are all very short. So be constantly paying attention because it's really short and it's not my fault. Very good. Andrea, can you read number 1 here? What is?
Okay. Listen to the second part of the interview. Decide which statement best summarizes Nigel's view of the changes in the way people behave at work. Number 1. The time people spend reflecting unfortunately reduces the amount of work they do.
Griselda?
2. People have to spend more time at work and are therefore under a lot of pressure.
Very good, Maria.
3rd, people live very fast, but should not forget to take time to stand back and reflect.
Interesting. What about number 4? Andrea?
If people live too slowly, they cannot see where what they are doing fits into a bigger picture.
Very good. So now we're going to listen to it. Be careful and pay close attention because it's what I just said. They are like 1 minute and 40 seconds long. Very short, but that leaves no time. So you have to decide which statement best summarizes the time and Nigel's view of the changes in the way. Sorry?
It's just one statement?
I think so.
Okay.
Because it says which statement, not statements.
Okay.
So be careful. So are you ready? Griselda, are you ready?
Yes.
Very good. I need some answers.
Recording 9.2.
What changes have you noticed recently in the way people behave at work?
I think everything is moving much faster. We used to be going at 50 kilometers an hour, and now we're going at 150 kilometers an hour. People are trying to do more and more in less and less time. And the most important thing is to stand back and take a strategic view, as from a helicopter, you might say, to see where what you're doing fits into a bigger picture. And to make time to reflect. We don't reflect enough. It's one of the things that gets driven out, gets destroyed by the amount of time pressure that we're under. So standing back is what I would recommend people to do.
Very good. Now we're going to listen to it again, unless you have already made up your mind about one of them.
I did.
Okay.
What?
I did.
I did.
Me too.
You did what?
We have
Decide which best summarize.
Me
my
too,
thoughts.
yes, of course. I have the statement.
the answer.
You have it already?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
No, because I understood I didn't.
No, she said I did.
Come on.
Ah, I did. Very good. Which one is it then?
The third.
The
Third one. Interesting.
Third.
Everyone says it's number 3. Why?
Yes.
The important is to stand back
And reflect.
And reflect.
and reflect.
And have
yes.
a strategic view, he said.
He mentioned
Like a,
part
Yes,
of
because
the
people
other
live
statement.
really
Yeah,
fast.
the problem is that he mentions number 3 and 4 several times, and so it's so hard to.
Yes, but the idea is summarizing number.
we are not living too slowly.
Yes,
We are living
people
very
live
fast.
very fast. Yes, he mentions in the first part.
Very good. So it's number 3. Okay.
Yes.
So now we're going to do number 9.3. And Griselda,
Yes.
read it.
Listen to the third part of the interview. Decide whether these statements are true or false. Cultural differences are entirely superficial.
Andrea.
Individual differences between. Yes.
Well,
It's the
Andrea.
same.
Sorry.
Individual differences between people are more important than cultural differences.
Differences. Very good. Individual differences between people are more cultural different. Interesting. Maria.
Yes. 3, when you work in another culture, you realize that all people are the same.
There you have your answer to the other question. You realize that all people are the same. Griselda.
You have to remember that people are unique and different individuals.
Interesting. Very good. So now we're going to listen to it again. Sorry, not again.
Okay.
The same man talking about the same topic, but in another extract. Very good.
Okay.
So now, let's. Are you ready?
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
There it goes.
Recording 9.3. Managing international teams can present particular problems. How can managers prepare themselves for this?
The hardest thing, of course, is to figure out what you take for granted that other people don't take for granted. And it's because we take it for granted that we don't even think about it, the assumptions that we make. You step into another culture and you need to realize that you might understand what you don't take for granted anymore, but do you understand how much other people are taking for granted in the new culture? Otherwise, these cultural differences, although they're very important, to some extent are superficial. The real differences are still the important differences between people. You go and work in another culture, and just because people look the same through your eyes doesn't mean to say they are the same. They are unique and different individuals, and you really need to remember that.
Very good. Now we're going to listen to it again. Were you able to say which are true or false?
More or less. I'm not sure.
Yes, he talks very fast.
Yes.
Very good. So now we're going to listen to it again.
Okay.
Okay.
Recording 9.3. Managing international teams can present particular problems. How can managers prepare themselves for this?
The hardest thing, of course, is to figure out what you take for granted that other people don't take for granted. And it's because we take it for granted that we don't even think about it, the assumptions that we make. You step into another culture and you need to realize that you might understand what you don't take for granted anymore, but do you understand how much other people are taking for granted in the new culture? Otherwise, these cultural differences, although they're very important, to some extent are superficial. The real differences are still the important differences between people. You go and work in another culture, and just because people look the same through your eyes doesn't mean to say they are the same. They're unique and different individuals, and you really need to remember that.
Very good. Did you get some of it?
I think
so cultural differences are entirely superficial. Is that true or false?
True.
Yes, true. Can you write it down? Yes, true. Very good. Individual differences between people are more important than cultural differences. Is that true or false? That was really hard to get.
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't know because he said that, but not with the same words.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if you want, we can listen to it again a little bit.
I understand the listening, but I am not sure if it is the same.
Yes. For me, I think that it's true, but like you say, it's very fast.
Now we're going to listen to it again.
True, but I don't know. Okay.
Don't take for granted. Teams can present particular problems. How can managers prepare themselves for this?
The hardest thing, of course, is to figure out what you take for granted that other people don't take for granted. And it's because we take it for granted that we don't even think about it, the assumptions that we make. You step into another culture and you need to realize that you might understand what you don't take for granted anymore, but do you understand how much other people are taking for granted in the new culture? Otherwise, these cultural differences, although they're very important, to some extent are superficial. The real differences are still the important differences between people. You go and work in another culture, and just because people look the same through your eyes doesn't mean to say they are the same. They're unique and different individuals, and you really need to remember that.
All right, so what do you think? Number 2.
I still think it's true.
Me too.
But
Me too.
Yes, I think the same.
Not sure.
Well, then we have 3 against 1. Very good.
you have the keys?
True?
No,
We
I don't
need
have
the
the book with me here. I would have to go downstairs and search for it, but
For
that
me,
would
it's
take
true.
a lot.
Okay.
Maybe true, because he said that cultural differences are important, but you should know that your differences as an individual are really important as well. So I think it's true.
Yes, me too. Especially when you think in number 3 and number 4.
Yes.
Claro.
Well, though number 3 and 4.
Como que sale sola la 3 y la 4.
Yes, number 3 is easy. Number 4 is easy. Very good. So when you work in another culture, you realize that all the people are the same. Is that true or false?
False.
False.
Very good. It's false. Very good. So can anyone write it down? You can always use the pencil. Right. Very good. Number 4 here, it says, you have to remember that people are unique and different individuals.
True.
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 Yes, that was easy.
Yes, we heard
Yes.
the first part.
Yes, it's so weird because all of it is true and just one is false. So it makes you wonder whether we have said something right or wrong. Yes. That's why I tend to, I often add a third choice, so it's not so easy. But in this case, it's really hard because it was very short. So we are nearing the end. Very good, Andrea. Can you read
I
it?
have to go. Sorry,
Ah.
I have to go. So
Very
sorry.
good, Grisela. Can you
Have
read it?
a great weekend.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good
See
luck,
you
Andrea.
next Friday.
I have an examination
Okay.
next Friday.
Now,
So,
are you?
thankfully
Oh
not now.
my God.
Okay.
And it's about
Okay.
IT, and so it makes you want to go crazy, Andrea. Very good, Maria.
D, working pairs or in
Yeah,
small
that was from another
We
time.
are a small group.
we're a pair.
We are a
We're
pair.
just
We are not an
a small
apple.
group.
We're not an apple. We are a pear. That was from another time when you could work in smaller, bigger groups.
Discuss
sad.
this question.
Really sad. Yes, Maria, can you?
With yourself.
First, what would you find difficult if you had to go and work in a very different culture from your own?
Very good.
Second,
What advice would you give to a foreign manager who's going to manage staff in your country?
Foreign manager. Foreign manager.
Foreign manager.
It's not foreign because that would be
Okay.
rain.
The stress is in the first syllable.
The first one. That would be for rain. In order to reign, when you, it's like when a queen is reigning a realm. That would be for reign, although it's obviously incorrect. There you have it, realm as well. Let's hope the COVID-19 doesn't take her away. Very good.
Realm?
Sorry?
Realm. I don't
Realm.
know. The
Realm.
second word.
Realm is your, let me give you a synonym.
Kingdom, okay.
Como reinado.
Kingdom. Yes, it's kingdom. Realm.
Reign.
Kingdom, yes. That's interesting. And it's interesting because we're talking about managers and bosses. So, Grisela, what would you find difficult if you had to work in a very different culture from your own?
Pronunciation, of course.
Yes, obviously. Add it. Can you write it here?
Okay.
I think it's difficult when the country doesn't speak English.
Yes, and there are several of those.
I can't write. I don't know why.
Well, maybe Maria, if she wants, or maybe
Okay.
I can do it.
Here.
Could you do it?
Yes, she has to
Yes,
click
I'm
out
doing
of the box. Out of the box, you see? That's it.
Boy.
No, don't move it.
Pronunciation.
Pronunciation. really it's not a use of language or maybe knowing about language.
No, in my case, I think.
Interesting. Pronunciation. And what about you, Maria?
I think the difficult is the different traditions that we have against others or not against, digamos, en relación a los otros.
In relation to others.
Yes.
We can say in relation to others.
In our profession, it's totally different.
Yes.
I think if I go
in relation to others.
another country,
Yes.
maybe I can work or anything, but not like a lawyer.
Yes.
Well, for instance, in some countries like Peru, women work more than men.
Yes,
But I don't want to go to Peru.
Maybe to Machu Picchu.
No.
She says that.
Yes, of course.
As a lawyer, we cannot work in another country so easily.
No, you have to do a
Yes, for example,
whole career again.
Yes.
Yes.
All of it again. All of it again. No. I wouldn't do the teaching training course. Never again. Very good. So can you add it, Maria, right here? You said the difference is in relation to others.
Sí.
Traditions in relation to others. Yes. Interesting. I like it. In relation to others. Great. And what about number 2? Elisela, what advice would you give to a foreign manager who is going to manage staff in your country? Many.
I would advise to be careful with the taxes. with the
bosses as well. With the boss.
Drink mate.
Yeah.
But why the taxes?
I don't know. Maybe it is a whole mess to understand it in another countries. I already have my Canadian case, and she can understand why the case is not resolved, but it's about AFIP and taxes.
Oh, no.
So it's difficult for other persons to understand our system, yes.
To understand.
You say taxes like impuestos.
Yeah, no taxis.
No, I understood taxi as well.
Hoy me están tomando. Basta, me voy.
No, but the difference is that. No, but the difference is that you, in both of them, you smile, you say tax. It's okay. But if you don't say taxes, I don't understand what it is. You don't say taxes.
I'll write it, taxes. Yes, we are talking about.
But what about taxes? My God, taxes, obviously. No, but I thought, oh, maybe a
Taxi,
cab driver.
Take an Uber.
Maybe a cab
Yes.
driver. No, it's you just
Because
make
it's
your point.
you
You said
money.
pronunciation, and it says pronunciation.
Pronunciation, of course.
Pronunciation, and I thought you were just kidding. No, you're not kidding. Taxes. Oh yes, it's so harsh. No, I thought maybe problems with a taxi driver with a fee, not taxes.
Yes, me too. I didn't understand
No.
when you say a FIP. What about a FIP and taxis?
No, well, the problem is that taxi and taxes in plural, they both have the
Yes.
same pronunciation. But when they are in
My
plural,
pronunciation was okay.
yours was
Yes, but-
okay. The
Taxes.
thing is that when they are in plural, they have the same pronunciation as taxes rather than taxi,
Yes.
because tax, it's different from taxi. But if you we are talking about taxes, the cars, and you're talking about taxes,
Yes.
it's the same pronunciation, and that's why. But context, that's what gives you
What's the reason you say
Yes.
why?
The context.
context.
Why?
Yeah,
Estaba seria, güey, diciendo,
taxes. Yes, I said, oh God, what about?
Dice, ¿por qué me preguntan tanto si con todo el tema del monotributo era lo primero que se me ocurrió?
No, I thought maybe
Yeah.
taxi drivers. Then you have another way of contextualizing it. Taxi driver. But no, you're talking about taxes.
Yes.
So I think anyone would get confused. So it's okay. Very good. Very good. And Maria?
Okay. Taxi drivers.
With the people and taxi drivers.
No sé. No,
We
I
do-
don't know.
We do this one and then we go back to the main session.
Okay.
Very good. So you wouldn't give any advice at all. Imagine yourself
Se me ocurre.
working in a new law firm, and maybe a foreign manager, or maybe a lawyer, like a Peruvian lawyer, has just started managing the other lawyers. What advice would you give him or her? Or maybe no advice at all. Just go with the flow, My God.
Just be careful.
Be patient.
Be patient. You can do it. Keep calm.
Keep calm and
I
carry
think
on.
the advice is to learn the lunfardo
Very good. Learn the slang. Okay, write it down.
slang.
The slang. You also have to smile for it. Slang. To learn the slang. Very good. Learn the slang, which that reminds me of Capusotto's Ministerio de Educación. Todo listo. Very good. Se paró de mano. Toca los tarros. Very good. Okay. Maybe so now let's go back to very good. Griselda, did you write something or what you just said? I didn't see it.
No.
Okay,
No.
write something. Let's add more to it.
Taxi driver.
Taxis. It's here.
Taxi driver, or maybe,
Twice.
or
Twice.
maybe,
Taxis and taxis. And not taxis drivers.
yes. But they both, when it's plural, they both have the same pronunciation. That's a problem for
Okay.
us, Maria.
It wasn't my fault.
Yeah, so it wasn't your fault. It's
But the
okay.
two of
Context,
us-
that's what helps you. Very good. They are also called cab drivers.
Yes.
Or in Britain, they also call them cabbie. A cabbie.
What is a cabby?
Cabify.
It's the same thing what to what I just said.
Yes.
The cab drivers. Same
Ah,
goes with taxi
maybe
driver.
it's that.
Although
Maybe it is slang. Cabby.
it's also a slang, cabbie, as well. The same goes with cab, but that's more like an American-like expression.
Yes.
Very good. And a cab driver. You have to say it faster. Very good. So that's learn the slang. And I thought, well, maybe a taxi driver was having a problem with a fee, and no, it was taxes. Because that could be a problem.
He's a monotributista.
Right. I don't know if they can be.
Se le complicó.
Very good. So there we can write it. Taxes. Knowing about taxes.
Yes.
Let's leave it like that. Well, a good rule of thumb that they gave me in Britain was know that you're not supposed to take a taxi at all. That's
Why
another.
not?
No, because they charge £6 just to go
More.
around the corner. £6.
Oh,
So hard. It's
Yeah.
so expensive. My God. £6. I think it's 600 pesos.
Oh.
Well,
Oh,
maybe
it's
just
expensive in
do
London.
one block. 600 pesos. And what? But well, it was 8 o'clock. I was tired. I wasn't thinking about money. Very good. Knowing about taxes. Okay, so that's part of interesting. You can also say knowing about taxis as well, because that's another interesting rule. Would you give any advice about taking a taxi in Argentina? Maybe something like taxi drivers are very chatty. Not sure.
have to know how to say the weather.
Say the weather. What's the weather like?
And they're always using their cell phone here.
Yes.
Yes.
Bus drivers too.
Yes, very
So-
risky.
So it's not just cab drivers. Look, that's a new word for you. Chatty.
They are also very angry always
Chatty.
Oh,
about something.
I'm not sure if it's chatty with a Y or maybe with an I and E.
I think I mean.
I and E. I and E. I and E. Chatty. All right, search it. Look for it fast because we have to.
I am so chatty.
Really? Me too. Yes. Although it's not a good thing to be chatty.
With the taxis?
With a taxi?
No, taxis with
With a taxi driver
Taxi.
or with
Taxi driver, yes.
with all the people. My husband is always crazy because when we can travel, I talk with everyone, like in the supermarket with the security person, and how's the weather like tomorrow? And my husband said, "What are you doing?" I'm just talking about
I know what
nothing."
that feels like.
But yes, I am that way.
I'm not alone. Very good. So
But
Manny, did
it's
you?
the way to know other cultures.
It's a way to know other cultures. Yes.
And it's very
Some
good for your
cultures
job.
are not quite chatty as we are. and they don't normally approach strangers as we do most of the time.
Yes.
Yes, it's true.
They don't normally
Yes,
do
it's
it
true.
sometimes, but we have to be careful with it. Very good. So now we are leaving. Mari, did you search for it about chatty?
Okay. Yes.
It goes with a double T.
No, with a Y.
With a Y, then. Okay, we'll just
All the
write it
people
down.
are coming here, but we are
No, because, and it's double T, Mari?
Yes.
Yes, double T.
Double T.
Interesting. Because now we are leaving. Everyone, all of you, we are leaving now. Okay, let's go back to the main session.
Okay.
Tomás.
Yes? Sorry?
Hi, I don't know how to get to the general room.
Tienen que poner leave room. Room.
Very good.
Choose breakout room.
There's a breakout room, but
No, we have to leave
No,
room.
we have
leave
the
God,
seminar.
where is it? God,
We don't have.
we don't have a main session. What happened?
No. But Daniela is not here.
Yes. Where is Daniela? Very good.
You are in
Seminario
charge.
No.
Seminario 1, 2 y 3.
2 y 3. But
Qué
no
raro.
one's here.
Leave room.
Very good. So now I'm going to
Leave.
sharing and leave rooms. Breakout rooms with the main session. So.
Y decía, bueno, yo como magistrado les voy a contar, dice, todo este libro parece